You support reparations for Black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country. Right?
You know, the American Descendants of Freedman have been waiting for 400 years and counting. They deserve what is due to them.
Excuse me. I don't need to be lectured on that.
I know, but I appreciate, but
Okay.
Congresswoman Maxine Waters, I don't appreciate. Let the constituent finish, please.
I want to tell you the truth. I'm up night day. When I'm in Hawthorne, I had 4,000 people out in front of Elon Musk. I was in Torrance with 10,000 people. I went over to the Department of Education to give them a letter in 19-degree weather to try to get in there and stop what they were doing to kill the Department of Education. I did the same thing at HUD. I did the same thing at Treasury. We got to show up in order to try and get anything.
And that's what we're trying to do. That's why we're here today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Have a great day.
You know the justice is due for the descendants. You know that.
Excuse me. I've been doing this for so many
I know, but I'm
years.
saying your constituents can't wait any longer. You do realize.
No, you better realize what I'm telling you.
Well, I'm just telling you already as a fact.
Don't disrespect my work, okay?
I'm not disrespecting your work. I'm just telling you the truth.
Thank you, sir.
And CBP. And we have to reconstruct them to what they really should be doing. Remember, don't let people tell you that these are agencies that have always existed and they need to exist. They didn't exist before 9/11. Need to be prosecuted. They need to be brought before us and they need to be held account for the trauma. Then we also need offensive actions around prosecutions. We need real accountability because at the end of the day, the people that have been inflicting this harm need to be prosecuted. They need to be brought before us and they need to be held account for the trauma that they have created, and we are going to have some form of reparation.
And yes, I can answer that one huge question. No, absolutely not. Do you hear all the disdain when they speak about reparations for Black America versus these immigrants or helping other people? Now, Kamala tried to wiggle herself out of actually answering the question as to whether we should get reparations or not by stating that she's not going to do just anything specifically just for Black people. And she has definitely lived up to that. She has done everything and spoken for everything but Black people. in America, although she's supposed to be so black, and she does nothing for black people, but she did plenty for people from her community. She gave them even a anti-hate crime bill. That's what they gave them. She was the one who was behind that. Okay, she gave them all other kind of tangibles when her and Biden were running the country together. So it just tells you right there. And did you hear how Maxine Waters, how she stated like she was speaking like she wasn't even black, like she couldn't even relate to being black by the way she was speaking. So this is what I'm saying. We keep putting these people in power, and basically we put them in power for our own demise. And Jaya Paul up there, she's talking about that immigrants should get reparations. But this lady is a civil rights person. Do you guys know that? She works for civil rights. Of course, she works for immigrants too. But she works for civil rights and has audacity to not have done anything for black people, but she is trying to give reparations to people who don't even belong in this country. People who snuck in this country across the border, and she feels like they should get reparations for creating their own trauma by coming over here. Why do these people feel like the United States is responsible for taking care of the world? Why? They're not taking care of the citizens here at home, but they want to take care of people across the world. But my thing is, our reparations has nothing to do with any of these other immigrant groups. They make everything that's happened to Black America in history about immigrants now, about everybody other than us. They'd rather see them with reparations than see us with it. And I don't believe voting for Democrats is going to get us anything. Now, we saw what Kamala and Biden did. We put these people back in office. They're going to show us something, because these people are very vengeful. You see that. They like to get revenge on you. You heard what Al Sharpton said when he was upset because we were sitting on the couch. He said it when he was sitting on that panel for reparations with Africa. He brought that up. So, yeah, this is their way of trying to get back at us. This is retaliation because we chose to sit on the couch. So they said because we sat on the couch, we're not going to do anything for you. As a matter of fact, we don't even see you guys until it's time to get a vote. And you guys are keeping these people in office, and they don't care anything about you. They done gave up on you. Is insane. And there is no way I would ever vote for a Democrat ever again. That's it. I'm done with them. So, yeah, there you go. Okay, now we know for sure how Democrats feel about Black American FBA people. Yes, we see how they feel about us. And hey, this video is verifying what we're dealing with. Okay, we're no longer a thought in their mind. They only use us and mention us. We get all of these symbolisms, but everyone else get tangibles. Everyone else get things that's going to basically help them progress. We are the people that they just give a bunch of nonsense to. And most black people a lot of black people, I'm not going to say most, but a lot of black people are going along with that. They're falling for it. It's okay if they don't give us anything. Oh, I don't need reparations. And what is any of that doing for you? Did you get a job when under Biden and Kamala? Were you doing very well under them? No, I doubt it. So anyway, I mean, it's just for the harms that were done to us and still happening to us today. Now we're being snubbed for jobs. So you don't think that reparations is needed? Yes, it's very much so needed in the Black community. You can't skip over us and just give it to people that don't belong here. And now they're trying to make them citizens again, trying to give over 14 million legal immigrants citizenship. I think it was between 14 and 17 million of them, trying to give them citizenship. That's what they're working on now because they see that the voter ID is not going to work. They're trying to be sneaky and allow these people to vote. They've been voting in our elections. Come on now, especially in the state of California. And I'm just leaving it there. But our reparations is just not a thing under the Democrats. It's not going to, and I'm not saying Trump is going to give them either because he hasn't even offered it. But they're not the ones that's going to make sure we get it, because they love to lie. They said that last time. And then when we voted and Biden and Kamala got in office, they didn't do anything for black people. Okay, so yeah. So tell me what you guys think about this. Do you honestly really believe that voting for the Democrats is going to get us closer to our reparations or anything tangible for the black community? Or do you think they're going to keep on just flooding our communities with these immigrants and keep giving all the tangibles, all these resources, money, everything to these illegal immigrants? Okay, so just tell me what you think in the comment section. Share my video. And please do not forget to subscribe before you leave. And everyone have a safe day out there.